Welcome to my video about the 7 ores in Minecraft. Here they are. Aww. 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 And finally... Just kidding. Today I'm going to be building houses based on the 7 ores. We're using mods for this so we can get some more interesting blocks and make cooler designs. Let's get started, shall we? Our first ore is coal. So instead of just making a house out of the block, I decided to make it a theme. So there's not really that much coal blocks used in this house here. However, there is a few, but the more point of this is the house is meant to look like a factory. In fact, a coal burning factory of some sort. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's also a house hybrid as well, so you can live in it and have everything you need in Minecraft as well. We got these big tall chimneys here with some smoke coming out of them, and then we had an inside which was kind of like a factory floor with 2 levels, one of them being not very big, but that's okay because you don't really need that much space. This house is pretty big as it is. And around the outside of the house I made it look very industrial by adding this like metal bar fence in, plus some dirty ground and piles of coal everywhere as well. Obviously not the most pleasing on the eyes for a house, as it's just grey and blacks, which is not the prettiest of colours, but it is based on a coal block after all. The final product is pretty effective though, if I do say so myself. You're definitely thinking coal when you see this house. Inside, very nicely decorated. We've got lots of dark colours and stuff. We've got these chests here, grey crafting tables, chainmail. We've got a little sort of lava magma pit here. All our furnaces on the wall here, which is where all that smoke's coming from. Little table and chairs, enchanting area. Upstairs, we got some carpet and a bed. Very dark in colours, but that's okay. And then we just got our coals all displayed over here as well, looking very boring in general. I pump this daily. Next up, we have iron. I'm just kidding. For this ore, I wanted to go a bit of a different direction. Iron is also very industrial, but it's also quite modern. When you think of the future, you think of big iron tall buildings and stuff like that. So I made quite a modern styled house, completely out of all these different iron blocks that I've got in the chisel mod. I've built a few modern style houses before, and it's not really my speciality, so this does look slightly weird, but the effect I was going for, I think I managed to pull it off. It's very neat, it's very tidy. The garden especially is very uniform and not just wild like I normally do my gardens. Just a very flat roof, nothing too crazy. It's all very pointed and sharp like modern times are. I don't know what I'm saying. I just always see this in modern builds. And the inside is very open planned. You got big glass windows and it's decorated pretty sparsely. There's nothing crazy going on. It's not packed in because you've got so much space as it's a big modern house. I was thinking LA vibes when I built this. So the final product, looking very clean. We've got a little pool over here and another little pool here. Inside you take the entrance and you got a big lounge dining room table with this massive painting with a shelf underneath it. Big old rug, a little bit of a water feature. All your tools that you need in one little area. Up the stairs, you come out onto this balcony where you have 2 entrances you can go in from. Let's go with this one. We got a little enchanting area over here looking very modern. Nice bed with a painting across it. Lots of modern art everywhere. Quite dark, but that's because you got the natural light of the windows helping with the light. No, that's not mold. This is gold. Obviously, we have to think riches. We got to think precious gems and jewels, and obviously hidden treasures, which is where people used to store their gold, especially if they were a pirate. So I made a house designed after a treasure chest, which is extremely hard for me to say for some reason. So I built a standard 2-story house with a sort of curved roof, and then I just had all these gold blocks flowing out of it. I even added a bit of glowstone in there as well, as it's kind of gold in colour, and it also added some nice light to the area. And then I put the roof on top of it as well, which would be the chest lid, which obviously can't contain all the gold, and yellow windows as well for that extra gold effect. Inside, like the rest of the house, is pretty standard decoration. I used some yellow terracotta tiles for the windowsills and accents and stuff like that. I also just added a few trees around, bone milled the grass, all the usual stuff. Decorating houses is just kind of what I do now. I've got used to it. I'm getting pretty good at it, but not really. I still suck. So a pretty impressive looking house with all the gold flowing out of it. Inside, pretty standard decoration. We got some gold crafting tables, we got some bookshelves, we got some chests, table and chairs, yellow flowers in the yellow flower pots, Upstairs, a few big paintings, a big massive window out here so you can look over the other two houses so far. Of course, some gold armor. Our bed with a double window and some more bookshelves and a little potion shelf as well. Your curiosity has grown. Yes, that's right. It's redstone. Now, of course, I had to go along the technology front when it came to this house, as redstone is very complicated if you are very good at it. I can't do anything with redstone, but you know what? I can build houses, so this is what I decided to build. A computer, an old-style computer with a keyboard, which doesn't work, but does have every single one of the letters. I used the Chisel and Bits mod that I previewed in another video recently, and I managed to make all the little letters and buttons and everything like that on this keyboard, and I think the effect really works because obviously normally you don't have anything like this in Minecraft, and it's very customizable with this mod, so I managed to make a pretty cool, unique build. The main monitor has a black window, which we will later build some stuff inside of it, but I was adding a load of little details on with this Chisel and Bits mod, like little buttons, a little DVD drive and stuff like that. Also, there's a little bit of housing inside the actual PC itself. I had to use red wood floor because, you know, red stone. Had to get a bit of red in there somehow. So, a computer, as you can see here. The keyboard, which took about 30 minutes to make. Is it worth it? You tell me in the comments. I think it was okay. You head in through the PC unit here, and we've got our sort of crafting / chest area. We've got loads of redstone, what's meant to be like wires on the top above us. All your chests and everything you need. You come back outside, come round the back, up the staircase here, and then in through here you've got all your living area, enchanting, table and chairs, and a bed with the painting behind it, of course, to make a fully functioning house. Ooh, give it a kiss, because next up we have Lapis. So when I think of Lapis, it doesn't really have many uses other than enchanting, so I went along the magic route by building a big old wizard hat for a house, which I know is not very conventional, and there's not really much space in there for stuff. Actually, there's quite a surprising amount of space. You could have added multiple floors. I only decided to do one because I didn't want to overcomplicate it, because I normally just run out of things to put in those places. So I built this massive hat using World Edit, then added on a moon and some stars to give it that sort of magic type feeling, and I think the effect works kind of well. The moon starts out a little weak, but there you go, it's improved now. Inside I added loads of glowstone and purple crystals and other glowing blocks to make it look all fancy, plus this lapis and gold floor. It's actually a lapis block using the chisel mod, and the inside is just a big circle, nothing too fancy, but then I added some magic trees outside as well to finish off the effect of the build. We live inside a hat. In the front door here, you got this big floating crystal, and as you can see, you've got all these glowing blocks up there, which look nice. Chest area, we've got some books on some bookshelves, enchanting area, little living area, chainmail armor for some reason, and our bed as well. Everything you'd need in a house, and a very pretty sky, if I do say so myself. If I was living here, I'd look up at night and just be amazed all the time. My uncle's called Simon. Here's a diamond. So of course the most sought after ore in the game, the diamond, because it's the most useful. I was really struggling for inspiration for this one, and I went and asked Lizzie what she thought I should build, and she sang the lyric "Diamonds in the Sky," or however it goes, and I thought, yes, let's build a diamond castle floating in the sky. So I made this circular cloud here, and then I built a diamond castle using a multiple of diamond blocks, which honestly, the diamond blocks don't really look that nice in Chisel mod. They don't really look that nice in general. I think it's quite an ugly block. But I made do because I wanted to use real diamonds for this one, as it is meant to be a diamond in the sky, which of course it is. So the castle itself, pretty standard. We got two big turrets, then we got this big window at the back, plus a window at the front as well, which is kind of shaped like a diamond in the game. And then of course all the standard decorating nonsense that you've seen multiple times before. But what's more important is this is a diamond in the sky inspired by Lizzie. Let's go have a look around it, shall we? So I used this cloud block for the cloud so you can see underneath it entirely, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty standard size castle, but we've got a few castle grounds out here with some chests in it, as we didn't really have much space inside for storing stuff. We got our diamond armor, of course, and our diamond sword, plus a diamond crafting table, some bookshelves, a bed. We got our enchanting area, and not really much space for anything else, but a great view out from the diamond castle. And there is the diamond window I was talking about, right at the center of the front of the castle. I give up trying to rhyme. Let's just build the emerald one. For some reason, the first thing that came to my head when thinking of emeralds was Emerald Palace. I don't know where I've heard that before. I think it's actually a place. When I googled it, a palace in real life did come up, but I did not base this on that whatsoever. Instead, I decided to go for quite a cool, fun-looking palace, which is all very even on every side. You can see me there making sure everything was centered. And I'm not sure why, but palace, I always think desert, so I made it out of sandstone mainly. I added some sand in on the ground later, you'll see. And I made this big dome roof with this little turrets around it for the actual building itself, which I think looks really cool. Decorated it with a load of emeralds plus some lime glass as well. I only added small walls around this palace, and I kept the inside of it green and grassy because I feel like it's a palace. It's going to have some wildlife in it and stuff like that. I also used the chisel and bits mod for a nice little entrance there, planted some palm trees, and I just wanted to make it look like it would stand out in a desert setting. And I think it does. Look at this thing. It's very green, very out there. We've got our little winding around leaves here, thanks to the chisel and bits mod, which I think looks really cool as an entrance to this palace. We've got some water and grass and just wildlife in this section. Inside, I didn't add a second floor because once again, I just didn't know what to put there. We've got furnaces, our crafting table, chests, bookshelves, enchanting area, seating area, the standard, as well as a bed to sleep in. But I'm satisfied with that. I think it looks like an emerald palace. So there it is for our 7 ores for today. Apparently quartz is an ore as well, but I decided to just do the ores that are on the surface rather than having to go to the nether. I hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like and comment if you did. If you've got any other ideas for videos like this, make sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I shall see you another time. Goodbye.